Unexpected promotion at a finance company tests the relationship of a newly engaged couple. In the heart of Manhattan's financial hub, One Crest Capital is a big finance company. Inside its fancy building, two top analysts, Emily Myers and Luke Edmond, find themselves caught up in a tricky situation as they fall in love, but they have to keep it a secret because the company doesn't allow it. However, their relationship gets more complicated when one of the lovers gets an unexpected promotion and secrets start coming out, turning their love story into a dangerous adventure full of jealousy, struggles for power, and a chance at making things right again. Strap in, movie enthusiasts, it's recap time. Today, we will be recapping a film named Fair Play from the year 2023. I hope you enjoy the video, so let's start. The film begins at a wedding celebration where Emily Myers and Luke Edmond, both colleagues at One Crest Capital, a competitive hedge fund in Manhattan, are also present, as it is the wedding of Luke's brother. They're deeply involved romantically and can't resist each other, even stealing away for an intimate moment in the restroom. Their intimate moment is interrupted when Emily realizes she's started menstruating, causing a bit of a mess with their dresses. As they clean up, Emily is taken by surprise when a ring falls out of Luke's pocket. Right there, amid the unexpected turn of events at his brother's wedding, Luke proposes to Emily, and she joyfully accepts. After their unplanned departure from the wedding through a window, Emily and Luke return to their apartment. The following day, they both head to work, but Emily decides not to wear her engagement ring as they've decided to keep their romance hidden because the company prohibits colleagues from dating. At the office, tensions escalate when Quinn, a portfolio manager, is fired, leading to a dramatic exit. Emily catches wind of discussions about Luke potentially taking Quinn's place and shares the news with him. That night, they revel in their shared excitement by sharing intimate moments together. In the dead of one night, Emily receives an unexpected call from her colleague Rory, asking her to meet at a bar. Despite her reluctance, Emily complies, only to find the CEO, Campbell, waiting for her. Recognizing Emily's journey from a difficult past to her current position, Campbell praises her hard work and dedication. To Emily's surprise, Campbell reveals that she will indeed be the one to be promoted. Upon her return home, Emily hesitantly shares the news with Luke, who anxiously awaited her arrival. Initially fearing the worst, Luke assumes Emily was subjected to harassment by Campbell, but he quickly reassures her with his unwavering support upon learning about her promotion. The next day, as Emily starts her new job, Luke starts feeling jealous that he didn't get promoted too. Their relationship starts to get tense because now Luke has to listen to Emily at work. When Emily comes home later at night, she doesn't find Luke there. She discovers him at a bar, drinking alone. Emily sits with him and tries to make him feel better. She tells Luke that the boss, Campbell, doesn't think Rory is good at his job. When Rory gets fired, she'll suggest Luke for a promotion. But Luke isn't sure it'll work. He says he wants to make it on his own. Their conversation shifts to family matters, with Luke admitting that he still hasn't told his parents about their engagement. In contrast, Emily's mother is already busy preparing for their wedding and can no longer keep their engagement a secret. On top of that, Emily pushes Luke harder to earn the promotion. Luke isn't very fast at completing tasks, so he ends up spending long hours at work trying to keep up with Emily's demands. As Luke goes through the tasks assigned by Emily, she shares his progress with the CEO. To Emily's disappointment, the CEO points out that Luke's recent big decision cost the company $15 million. Later, the CEO asks Emily to go out for drinks with him and Paul, a senior executive. During their chat, Emily finds out that the CEO thinks Luke isn't doing well at his job and wants to get rid of him. The CEO admits that he only hired Luke as a favor to a friend, and eventually, he wants Luke to leave the company. In the meantime, Luke becomes obsessed with the teachings of a self-help guru who advises men on how to be more assertive at work. His personal life also suffers, as Emily tries to be intimate with him after they return from the bar. But Luke isn't in the mood. Despite his reluctance, Emily insists and tells him she'll do all the work, but Luke still refuses and goes to bed. The next day, at a business workshop, Luke feels uneasy seeing Emily chatting and laughing with the CEO. Emily later approaches Luke and excitedly tells him that Campbell gave her away a reservation at a restaurant and asks Luke to join her at dinner. However, he declines, saying he's got too much work to catch up on after completing Emily's tasks earlier. So, Emily ends up going to dinner by herself. When she gets back, she sees that Luke spent $3,000 on a self-help guru's package, which includes a book. Luke teases her, saying maybe she could use it too because she has trouble speaking up for herself. This comment upsets Emily, and she questions what's wrong with her. Luke then criticizes her fashion sense, saying she dresses like a cupcake. It's a mean comment that makes Emily doubt not only her style choices, but also her abilities at work. The following day, Emily dresses in a sharp black business suit for work. She tries to speak up more for Luke at the office, but things start going wrong when Luke suggests a bad trading move without finishing his analysis, despite Emily's advice to wait. Emily soon steps out for a cigarette break, only to return to news of a $25 million loss, with Campbell blaming her, using harsh language. Emily confronts Luke for not completing his analysis before suggesting the trade. They both rush to try to fix the mess and recover the lost money. Later, at a bar, Luke tries to make up for the mistake by giving Emily inside information about a company that's rumored to be collapsing, which could benefit their fund if they short its stock. When they get back home, Emily suggests they celebrate their engagement, but Luke struggles with intimacy and becomes frustrated, unable to perform while they're kissing. Shortly after, Campbell contacts Emily to ask for an update on recovering the losses she made. Concerned about the legality of Luke's earlier trade suggestion, Emily suggests another company for them to short, one involved in a court case, which turns out to be a successful move. Campbell not only apologizes for his earlier insult, but also rewards Emily with a hefty commission of $575,000 the next day. Excited about her success, Emily wants to celebrate with Luke, but he seems uninterested. Feeling ignored, she decides to go to a strip club with her male co-workers instead. When she returns home later that night, a bit tipsy, she tries to lighten the mood with Luke, but he seems jealous after seeing her payment check. Emily tries to be intimate with Luke once again, but he rejects her, leading to a heated argument. Luke criticizes Emily for her appearance and behavior, comparing her to the prostitutes her colleagues often hire for their nightclub outings. The next day, when another portfolio manager, Rory, gets fired, Luke insists that Emily recommend him for the role to Campbell, but Emily hints that Campbell isn't interested in promoting him, and she also asks for an apology for his hurtful comments from the night before. Emily tells Luke that their relationship is suffering because of the tension at work and suggests he leave the firm. However, Luke ignores her and goes to Campbell's office to make a big speech, praising the company and calling Campbell his god, promising loyalty. But he's shocked to find out that Campbell has already hired a new portfolio manager. That night, Emily comes home to find Luke drunk. She tries to talk to him, but he won't listen. Meanwhile, Emily's mom keeps calling Luke's phone. When Emily finally answers, she learns that her mom has planned a surprise engagement party for them on Friday. Emily is furious because Luke hasn't even told his own parents yet, and they're not ready to celebrate. An intoxicated Luke starts searching for his notes from the self-help guru's book, which Emily had thrown away. This makes Luke even angrier, and he accuses Emily of taking his job. But Emily reveals that Campbell wanted to fire him regardless, leading Luke to storm out in frustration. The next day, Emily discovers Luke hasn't shown up for work. She tries to cover for him and reaches out to him multiple times, but he doesn't respond. Later, during a conversation with her mom, Emily learns that Luke's parents are already aware of the engagement, and relatives are flying in. Feeling guilty, Emily leaves Luke a voicemail, apologizing and urging him to attend their engagement party. The following day, during a pitch to overseas investors with Campbell and Paul, Luke bursts into the conference room drunk, causing a scene. He confronts Campbell about not getting promoted and reveals his relationship with Emily, which goes against company policy since her promotion. Later, Emily tries to reach Luke again, but he doesn't answer her calls. Frustrated and angry, she calls him a coward for not showing up at home and for trying to ruin her career. Unable to get through to him, she contacts Luke's brother, Theo, who tells her that Luke briefly visited but left after getting ready for the engagement party. Concerned, Theo asks what's wrong, but Emily simply labels Luke a psychopath and heads to the engagement party alone. At the engagement party, Emily and Luke argue in front of their families and guests. Luke's mother tries to diffuse the tension by congratulating them both on their promotions. However, Emily clarifies that Luke still hasn't been promoted and works under her. When Luke suggests that Emily traded sexual favors for her promotion, she reacts by smashing a bottle on his head in anger. Emily then retreats to a bathroom, followed by Luke, where their argument escalates. Despite Emily's protests, they begin to engage in intimacy. However, Emily soon tells Luke to stop, but he ignores her and sexually assaults her, violently pushing her against the bathroom sink. The next morning, Emily, fearing for her job, tells Campbell that Luke had been stalking her and that they were never in a relationship. She admits she didn't report it earlier out of fear for her safety and Luke's. Despite the troubling situation, Campbell allows Emily to keep her job, advising her to keep her personal life separate from work and to contact human resources if needed in the future. At the end of the movie, Emily arrives home to find Luke packing his things, ready to move in with his brother and start his own business. Furious at his calm attitude and still seeking an apology for his assault, Emily confronts Luke with a kitchen knife, inflicting cuts on him. In a moment of desperation, Luke breaks down in tears, begging for forgiveness. Torn between anger and sadness, Emily also begins to cry and embraces Luke, seemingly considering forgiveness. However, in a surprising turn, she orders him to clean up his blood and leave. Dropping the knife, Emily lets out a sigh of relief, almost laughing at the absurdity of the situation. Thank you for being a part of Black's Movie Recaps. If these tales of mystery and intrigue sent shivers down your spine, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Black's Movie Recaps for more bone-chilling narratives. Stay tuned, and until next time, stay captivated.